Hello. I hope that you are doing well. I know that I am. Um, let's just say that I did not finish my TBR that I had for September. Okay, but I did my best. Let's just stick with that. Okay, I missed probably about 3 or 4 books that I wanted to read on that TBR. I did finish The Shape of Water and a couple other books, but I will go over those here in a minute. I completed about 5 books in September. There was To All the Boys I Loved Before by Jenny Han, and I'll put a picture right here. And then I read The Only One Left by Riley Sager. That book is a must read. It is a 4-star for me because I expect more from my thrillers, but it was so twisty that I gave it a 4 stars for that. Now, I did I listened to The Shape of Water by Guillermo del Toro, I think was his name. This one was 5-star. I loved this book. It was so cute that it was just so breathtaking and cute. And I'll go more in depth later in the video. But, City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, I finished that. It was really good. I gave it a 4-star because it was a YA. I'm starting to think that maybe I have outgrown some YA books, but all in all, I finished it. Editing Alice here, I actually did finish another book. It was Looking for Alaska by John Green, and I gave this one 4 stars. Maybe it was only 4 books because I went into like a kind of like a drought, I would say, after those books, after The Only One Left by Riley Sager. I just didn't want to read anything else. So I listened to The Shape of Water, and it was just so amazing. But then I thought maybe I should read an ebook, so I was trying to find Golden Sun by Pierce Brown on Libby, and I did find it, but there was like a 28-week wait for it, and we are still waiting, folks. We are still waiting. So, because some of those people, they just return it because they're not ready for it right now, or they read it fast and get it turned back in. So I was hoping that maybe it'd speed up, and the only thing that speeded up was I think I got it to like 16 weeks. So that is that. I will go ahead and say that I was glad, I was happy with the books that I did read. I had started The Elite by Kara Cass, and I got about 7% in. That's 4 chapters. And I wanted to read more because it was addicting to just read it. But I don't know, guys, I just went through a slump. And I'm hoping that here in October that will not be the case. I will actually be giving you guys a video update on the new TBR for October, because we're doing something new this October. And if this goes good, then I'll probably do this every month, because I'm finding it very fun, honestly. So let's go ahead and do a deep dive into the books that I did read. And this is going to be some spoilers in this, so I won't go in depth, but I will give you my genuine reactions to what happened in these books. For the first book, To All the Boys I Loved Before by Jenny Han. If I could slap Laura Jean, I would. Let me just be completely honest here. And her sister Margaret. Margaret, to me, feels like that selfish girl that just wants her family to be perfect and does everything she can to make it seem that way. Laura Jean is trying to be her sister, but she is not. She is not. She has a different essence about her, a different feeling. She's a more free-spirited kind of individual that does things differently, and because she tries so hard to be perfect, she ends up messing up. And when she messes up, it's big. Like, for me as a teenager, it would be big. And then we have Peter, which, spoiler alert here, nobody told me that at page, like, I think it was like almost a 70 something, that this was going to turn into a rom-com. Nobody told me this, okay? Because I don't know if I still have it, but I'll put in a snippet of how I was feeling before this book. Like, when I started reading it, I was not feeling it. It felt like this YA contemporary kind of thing, and I just was not really in the mood for it. And I think it is listed as contemporary, but this is a rom-com. Okay, because it was so funny, and it's funny in a semi-panic way. Because Laura Jean, she just... I resonated with her. Like, if you could have another person as your spirit person, Laura Jean would be my spirit person, okay? Because everything she did was just so over the top. She tried to be perfect and trying to fit this mold that she just couldn't fit. But she was so perfect in other ways. And it was just so adorable. Just so adorable. But then at the very end of this book, I don't want to spoil alert here, right here. I'm just gonna say, I almost DNF'd this book at 30 pages before the ending. Okay, if you know, you know. But as an older individual, I'm 29. As an older individual, I do not accept teenage drama. Teenage drama in any form is just ridiculous to me, and how this other little girl acted to this completely innocent thing. It hurt. It hurt me as the reader to read it happen to her. And then it probably hurt her chances with this person. Like, I haven't read the second book, so I don't know what happens. But it may have potentially hurt her chances with this person, right? And to me, it's so cruel. Like, how teenagers are just so cruel. Like, they're just so, oh my God. I don't even know how to describe it. But it's like, some of them, you just give them a little bit of hormones and a room full of other little people that just got some hormones, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy. And they just blow up drama for everything, every little thing, instead of just talking it out like an adult and being like, hey, yeah, this hurt my feelings. And I don't want to talk to you right now. I don't want you near me. I don't want to see you all the time. So if you see me in a room, can we just just not make eye contact? Can we just pretend like we don't exist? Like, is that a thing? But this book, all in all, was pretty good. I gave it a 4 stars, even though I almost did DNF at that point. And I will say that the ending seemed a little rushed, but I mean, it was paced beautifully. But at the ending, it felt like a whole lot of stuff had to be put in at the last 30 pages. And I know it was to set up for the next book. Just still felt a little rushed to me. But anyway, now we move on to City of Bell by Cassandra Clare. This book is about a girl named Clary who, until this book, till this moment, lived the world like you and I live it. We don't see things like that. We just see individual, ordinary people. All of a sudden, Clary could see different things. She could see goblins, she could see fairies, she could see these people called shadow hunters that are human, but were raised to see these things and were raised to deal with these things, as in demons and whatnot. Clary was not raised for this. And part of this is because I don't want to spoil it, so I won't. I'll let you know when I'm spoiling stuff. But anyway, this is about Clary's coming to this new world kind of story and how she braces herself for it. And then it's about this other character that I feel like is also a main intricate character into the show. I mean, into the show. Let me not start on Shadowhunters, okay? But into this book. His name is Jace. And Jace is an all around badass kind of teenage boy, if you want to put it like this. But Jace has seen a lot, he's dealt with a lot, he's been through a lot. And because of that, he enhanced himself to be able to deal with these things. Because he is a shadow hunter. This is what he was bred to do, to be. Now, as the book goes on, you see Clary and Jace Jace introducing Clary to this world and what that means for her trying to find someone. I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm kind of being generic here. But she's trying to find someone, she's trying to basically discover herself and figure out what's going on. Well, through this, you feel the tension between Jace and Clary. They become closer and closer. But she also has this other friend that was her normal friend, her friend that she's had for years, that are also having this problem because connection issues. Okay. And then the last 100 pages of this book threw me for a loop. Okay? This is why it landed a 4 stars instead of a 5. I hate when there's a certain trope that comes into books that really makes me mad. Okay? They really piss me off. And because of that, it ruined the whole experience that whole book had for me. But I will say that maybe that trope wasn't actually the case. Because I would not have continued this book if I did not do some research and kind of spoil that trope for myself. But I will be continuing this series and I will be updating you guys on it. It's just this is one of those things, okay? Alright, because of that, this book landed a 4 stars for me. I was hoping that it would be more than that. I wanted a 5-star read with this one. It was just that trope just ruined it for me. Anyway, and then we go to our next book, which is The Only One Left by Riley Sager. This book started out, I am not one to criticize a caretaker, okay? Caretakers take care of the elderly, they do their thing, they do the business, okay? They handle the dirty stuff. And they take care of our older population, and I love them for it. I do. But when this book started out, there was some mysteries surrounding main character, which is named Kit. There was some mysteries surrounding her and her previous charge, which was her mother. Now, throughout the book, you discover what actually happened because it tries to keep you on edge, okay? But because of this incident, she had this on her record as a caretaker, which she had been for like between 12 and 15 years. I can't remember exact number. But then she goes and she takes care of this woman who has been suspected of murdering her parents and her sister. Okay? This book threw me for a loop. Like an entire hurricane loop. I did not guess this ending. Like this ending at all. I may have guessed a couple twists, but I did not guess this ending. Okay? Now, I will say that I thought of a certain thing, but I got them mixed up. Okay? I'm not going to go into details. I'm not going to spoil anything for anybody because this book is it's just great. Okay? All the pieces slid into place when they needed to slide into place. If you want a thriller that's going to throw you for a fucking hurricane loop and give you different things to think about and make your mind just, whoa, this is the book you need to pick up. And I'll put it right here again. It's The Only One Left by Riley Sager. I will tell you guys, Riley Sager really redeemed himself or themselves. We don't know, okay? Because I had read Survive the Night and I did not like that book. I did not. This book redeemed himself. redeem themselves. Okay. Now, the next book is The Shape of Water by Guillermo del Toro, and this other author that is at the bottom of this, image. If you guys have ever watched the movie The Shape of Water, because I know some people have, but this is the book that this movie came from. It was amazing. Okay. Now, I listened to the audiobook of this. Maybe if I was reading it, I would get a little confused, but I listened to the audiobook and it was 5-star. You could really feel for Eliza and what she was trying to do. You really actually even felt for this creature that was being subjected to these different things. And I mean, even at the end, you had feeling for even Strickland. But it doesn't redeem what he did. But it's still, you just feel for him because, oh my God, to be put in that situation, what would you do? Like it makes you question different things in your life and what you were willing to do the right thing. And in Eliza's case, she went the distance to do the right thing. And everybody in the story did what they thought was right in that particular moment. Whether that be for selfish means or whether that be because they cared for somebody else or whatever that may seem like, everybody in this book did something that they thought was right. And because of that, this book was a 5-star for me. Now, when you go into this book, you need to have an open mind. You need to expect the unexpected with it. Now, I feel like when this movie came out, that a lot of people weren't at that level of wanting to really have an open mind and to really grasp what was going on. So it kind of fell through the cracks a little bit. But it was great. It was awesome to me. So that is the last read of the month. Give it a 5-star. Now, I did start Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. Put that right here. I only got about 4% in. And when I tell you 4%, I mean it's almost been an hour. Okay, this is a 30-hour audiobook. The only way I would have got through this book is listening to the audiobook. Now, this book is 30 hours long. Audiobook, probably 31. I haven't looked at the exact minutes, and I am listening on 1.75 speed. I might bump that up to 2, but that doesn't mean I'm going to complete it in 15 hours, okay? It just doesn't mean that. It means they're just talking double fast, okay? That's what that means. So it's probably going to be like 20 hours in this book that I'm going to listen to. But I have to listen to bits and pieces of it because it is high fantasy. I have never really delved into a high fantasy book like this before. So this is new territory for me. But I will be listening to this book off and on throughout the month. Like I said, I did start a new TBR, which I will explain in the next video. I just wanted to get this video out to let you guys know what I read in September. Alright guys, I hope that you enjoyed this book, and let's bring it in for a hug. right? And until next time, I will see you guys again. Bye.